What's going on, everybody? It's Andy here, back with another video. Welcome to Bliss Cards. If this is your first time joining the channel, please hit that subscribe button and that like button down below. It, of course, really helps the channel. Today, we're taking the vlog to Dallas, Texas. Recently, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but I had an opportunity to go down to the Dallas Card Show thanks to a work trip that I had. I had a conference that I was attending, and I flew in late Saturday night. Happened to be when the Mavericks were in the Western Conference Finals. Got to check out that game while I was there. But then on Sunday, though it was the last day of the show, I got to go to the Dallas Card Show finally. I've been able to go to Culture Collision and the Nashville National and some other big shows since I got back into the hobby a couple of years ago. But of course, Dallas is one of a kind, and I was really, really excited to go down and check it out. So today's episode is going to be my visit down to Dallas. We just did kind of a walkthrough to check out the room, see what all was there, and I really hope you enjoy it. Let's check it out. All right, gang, so here we are, my very first trip to the Dallas Card Show, something I've heard about for years now. I was super excited, and as I entered here, we saw this Heritage Auctions display. It was really cool to see some of the best cards probably in the space there. We got the Jordan rookie up there, we got the Griffey rookie, and then of course down below we have all this Pokemon. These slabs were super incredible. It was really inspiring to see them on the way in, and just look at these slabs down here, the Moonbreon and some Poncho Pikachus. So this was my very first look here. Walking in, again, I'm showing up on Sunday of the card show, so a lot of the action's already over. You can see Roth Cards is there doing some deals. And then back here out in the lobby, there was a bunch of side rooms, so there was cards and tables everywhere. I just got my wristband there, and yeah, just kind of wanted to walk in and see what was going on. I knew that a lot of people had already left for the weekend based on what I was seeing on Instagram, but I thought I'd take a look. So we see here we've got immediately just a case of Jordans and the Noise Boys of Kobe Bryant. That's such a sick card. Luka. It was cool watching the Mavs clinch last night in Dallas. While I was here in Dallas, made me think I should have gone downtown. I didn't even realize where I was at until the local news came on, and I realized it was a home game, and that I could have grabbed a Uber and seen what everybody was doing. So. And you're seeing a lot of these tables are already half empty. All those cases there are cleared out. Those people had gone home. But, you know, I was in town and I wanted to check this out and do a walkthrough. It definitely can't hurt to just check everything out. I was attracted to this case for a second. I saw those LeBron prisms there. I've been working on the Steph Curry silver prism run, and I saw that LeBron right there in a 10. Thought that could be kind of a cool pickup down the road to do a similar run of the silver prisms for LeBron. Cases and cases of stuff. I love this Porzingis collector badge there. So yeah, just a lot to take in on this first pass. I'm kind of on the left side. Again, you can see how many people had already cleared out. It's Sunday, shortly after opening, and I think a lot of people had opted to save on hotels and just fly out on Saturday, or maybe start making the drive home. So yeah, here we've got some football, and then look at all this 1986 Fleer, piles and piles of cards, which is great for set collectors. I know a lot of people are chasing PSA sets of the 1986 Fleer. So we got some vintage stuff here. And then more 86 Fleer. This is in slabs, as I said. Tons of PSA slabs. It looks like maybe even the Jordan there at the bottom. So that was cool. And at this point, I was still very much just getting my sort of bearings on how big the space was. It actually was not as big as I thought. The Nashville show that I regularly attend, the Nashville National, which occurs 3 times a year, is probably just as large. So that was kind of cool to already start feeling comfortable in a space that was this big and had this much to offer. This was cool though. It was really cool to see a table that had this much Marvel. You can see Rey and Luke there from Star Wars. It looks like Disney 100 up at the top. The R2-D2, some of the hollows from that set. I'm not an expert at that stuff, but I am interested in it. So it was really neat to see some dealers who had some unique inventory. Of course, we see tons and tons of shiny sports stuff. Got Leia and Han there. It's just fun to see unique stuff where people maybe have an interest, and at a show like this, you're going to see that. You guys all know I love Caitlin Clark. I've been buying and collecting her stuff for a long time, a couple of years, and that was definitely not hard to find. And then I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, of course, and there was a lot of Cowboys stuff. This dealer, if I recall correctly, as I go around the corner here, even had some vintage Cowboys material. And I had just done a deal on Instagram the night before who had like an uncle who used to play for the Cowboys. So I promised that person that I would keep an eye out for a signature from his family member. And I did indeed look. I thought this might be the place that I hit it. But it turns out I was not successful. But yeah, look at all this cool autographed mem from the Cowboys photos, things like that. Definitely another unique table where at least, you know, it's always my favorite when I walk up to a table and the dealer has kind of a point of view, if you will. I was starting to say a moment ago that we see tons and tons of shiny modern cards, but it's always fun when you can find something unique, and Dallas definitely had that. Here we had some baseball autos, followed by more Dallas stuff. We've got Mavericks there at the top, the Cowboys at the bottom. And yeah, that was a pretty cool table. And I'm making my way now. There's Mr. Minty. I'm almost all the way in the back corner now on the left side. So I was about maybe 30% through. Tons of sealed product here. And again, just half the tables at least were already packed up and had headed out. Look at these wrestling figures. I had these when I was a kid. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool, guys.
Most of them were from 2010.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my son.
Okay, so it's kind of second generation.
Yeah. they played with it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, yeah.
I had the Ultimate Warrior with the stretchy version. And
yeah.
I remember.
And those are from the 80s.
Yeah.
The rubber ones.
Yeah. I remember sitting in the back of my dad's Bronco, teasing the people at a stop sign behind us out the back window, you know, making faces and just being like things you would never do now because
I sold a bunch of them. Probably about 15 figures.
Yeah.
I had Stone Cold Rock.
Oh wow.
And they all got sold there.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right.
This is cool stuff. So that was a super cool collection. Nice to see some wrestling stuff. As I said, a lot of dealers had some really, really unique things. Here we see some Lucas there. I was actually kind of drawn down below in the corner here to this LeBron Blue Select in the other corner and that Luka Mosaic. I had actually just gemmed a LeBron of that Mosaic card, and I have that blue shimmer in a gold shimmer, which is a really cool color match card in my inventory at the moment. Then across the way, we had some very cool basketball. I love that Slam card, but this was maybe my favorite, this Top Stadium Club pack. Just some really interesting stuff. And you can see here, as we look around, we're now in the middle of the show. Again, just this is the theme. It's Sunday. It's the end of the show. I knew that going in. And things were pretty packed up. But here was another really cool, unique vendor who had lots and lots of Star Wars cards. I don't typically pick a lot of these up, but I am really interested in them. And then also this very cool collection of tennis cards. I'm a big pickleball player myself, so that kind of interests me. That's honestly the first time at any show that I've seen tennis cards with that kind of collection, or selection, I should say. Here we had some more autos of like pop culture stuff, some more OG Star Wars mixed in. Just a really, really nice collection. And it was just great to see all these different vendors who had so much to offer across the board. Here we had some football. And then I was especially excited to see some more F1 at some of these dealers' tables. That's not something I come across often, and it's something I'm always looking for, especially 2020 Prism. Look at all this.
How you doing, boss?
Nice to see some F1 stuff, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just flew in for some work stuff, so I just got here It's obviously not the ideal time to show up on Sunday, but it's kind of still cool to take a lap before I gotta go to work, you know.
Absolutely, man.
For sure, yeah.
You know, make it.
I think Sunday, for what you're doing, it's actually a good day because it's not jam-packed,
Yeah, it's just.
right?
I'm sure yesterday was insane.
It was.
Yeah.
So you can go around, you can communicate, do what you're wanting to do with your
Yep.
cars.
Yeah, it's just fun to look. I mean, I'm from Tennessee, so I get to like the big Atlanta and Nashville stuff, but this is a little further away, you know. So
Well, welcome.
yeah, I'm a big Lewis fan, so
Gotcha.
I think I saw he qualified like 17th or something on my this weekend.
Really?
Yeah,
That's unusual.
rough.
Got some Hamilton up there if you're interested.
Yeah,
They're not. I mean, they're relatively
Yeah.
cheap as well.
yeah, no, I
Good
know.
grades and everything.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll keep it in mind. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Just taking my first lap, kind of vlogging a little bit. So thanks a lot. Appreciate you. So it was really great chatting with that F1 dealer. Now you can see we're in the back of the hall and about middle of the room. I'm kind of starting to feel itchy to just like dig in a little bit. So I just wanted to show y'all just a little bit more. Again, just empty tables, bagged up showcases. These were some really cool purple Monopoly cards here, and an awesome Sabrina card that I actually wouldn't mind having, in the Wemby Prism Rookie. Those I've been getting more and more interested in other players in the WNBA, especially since I started kind of picking up Caitlin. But yeah, this was around to the side in the final perimeter there, and decided I was going to dig in and look around a little bit for myself. That space, it's about 12 noon here, probably a little after, probably closer to 1 actually. And this has been incredible, but as I knew, Sunday it's pretty picked over. You know, there's a lot of vendors who have not, they already left. A lot of the tables are empty. So I went to the restaurant here, grabbed a bite to eat, took a little breather, and I just found the other room that I didn't know existed. I kind of remembered from watching some vlogs that there was like more space, and I even told my wife on the phone, like, it's really big, but it's not like bigger than, say, the Nashville show that I often go to. And then I found around the corner down the long hallway, there's another room. So yeah, rookie mistake, but now I know, and I'm excited to go dive through that room to see what's going on. I actually haven't bought anything yet. It's a weird time right now. I buy a lot of Pokemon alt art stuff, and those I think are hitting the peak of their market. They've skyrocketed in the last couple months, and I think they're probably going to break soon. So I'm not sure I really want to buy a lot of those, which I normally would be looking for. Basketball season's coming to an end. We're going into the like Western and Eastern Conference playoffs at the time of this filming. So it's not a great time to like, Shea got bumped from the playoffs last night. His cards are probably going to drop a little bit. He's not going to play a basketball game for several months. So I'm not sure today is the day to like buy a bunch of big Damian Lillards or Sheas, or, you know, guys who, you know, Dame wasn't even in the playoffs long before they got knocked out. So yeah, so it's been kind of strange. Those are some like go-to plays for me usually, and this is not a day that feels like modern Pokemon or basketball are a great buy. Let me know what you think of that in the comments though. Like, I'm sure I'm missing something. There's always more to learn, but those are often things that I find myself tending to look for. So anyway, we got a couple more hours, so let's go back into this other room. I'll vlog a little in there and show you what I see, and we'll see if we can't get out of here with at least a couple cards. Mostly here just to absorb it and have fun today, so we'll see what we see. All right, so post-lunch, here we go into the elusive extra room. I knew that this existed in the back of my mind. You can see this room's also kind of torn up. I mean, look at that quadrant right there. There's like hardly anybody left at this particular spot. But I was really excited to get in and check this out and just see what else I could see. Again, today was really just about me taking a flyover overview. So if you've ever wanted to visit the Dallas Card Show, granted, this is Sunday. I hope this just gives you like kind of a sense of the scope of it. We had that large room up front, all those side rooms, which I didn't do any filming in while I was there. And then these, you can see here, we had a whole bunch of Pokemon cards in here. And sports. This vendor actually had a little bit of everything, which was kind of neat. I don't often see that when I'm looking around at booths. And I just was trying to make my way through to see what all I saw. That Caitlin Clark, I definitely noticed a lot more of her showing up at this show. It seems like people have sort of finally caught on and figured it out. I saw some of her graded stuff. Of course, there's a big Charizard selection there. And yeah, there was actually quite a few Caitlin Clark cards that I was looking at throughout the weekend. A lot of her base stuff had been graded here, maybe some prospect stuff and some autos. I thought this case was cool. Those were piles and piles of like all-star level players, just like color stuff, shiny, you know, Prism Select, maybe some Mosaic in there. So yeah, I just wanted to make my way through this room, see what all I could catch on to. I ended up coming back to this corner. I saw this dealer had a full set of 1992 Topps Stadium Club that I was checking out, and I was actually really tempted to pick up when I made my rounds for the second time in here. Have some vintage stuff over here in the corner. You know, huge selection. I don't really do a lot of vintage. There's some Bonds up there at the top, and Jose Canseco that's more in line with my childhood. This person just had some like loose cards laying out for, I guess that sign says like $2 each. I remember those Frank Thomas cards there that I had just pointed out. Yeah, so you can see people are, you know, have all kinds of high and low level. There's the Curry Prism stuff that I had mentioned earlier in this video. I'm working on my PSA 10 set of the silvers. There's the LeBron rookie. So I really enjoyed going through this. I had some really nice conversations that were off camera as well. Once I got through all of this room and just kind of was able to see how big it was and what was left. But all in all, like, it was an incredible day. I met some awesome people. I didn't do much in the way of pickups, which is something I hope to change in the future. But I knew that this was like a one-off trip, and I really wanted to, you know, just see what everybody had, see what the prices were like, see what the room layout was like. And, you know, hopefully in the future, I'll be able to get down there and vend, set up as well. I tend to do better when I'm on that side of the table because people come up and visit. So it was an awesome trip. All right, gang, that's going to do it for my trip down to the Dallas Card Show. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what card you saw in today's vlog that you liked the most. I ended up not picking up all that much. I made it through that second room that I showed y'all and had some really nice chat with some people. I especially was talking to some Pokemon dealers about what they had in stock. I was looking at a lot of basketball stuff, but as I was saying in the middle of the vlog, it didn't really feel like the right time to buy basketball because things are starting to slow down, and I just also wasn't totally in that mindset because I was just kind of dipping in on a work trip. However, I did really have a really great time. It was awesome to see what was going on down there, and I will definitely be going back. I wish I had been able to check out Trade Night, and I did pick up a couple of cards. I picked up a Blastoise and Squirtle alternate art from, I believe it was 151, both in PSA 10s. Those cards have already sold through. I decided not to hang on to them and got a great deal on those. So yeah, I was able to pick up a couple things, but it was a really great trip. Really glad I went. Once again, if you're new here, my name's Andy. This is Bliss Cards. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. We're just getting going here on YouTube. We're also over at Bliss Trading Cards on Instagram, and we go live on Whatnot regularly over there. The handle is Bliss Collectible. So please check those out. Would love it if you'd shoot me a DM, drop me a comment below, let me know what you thought of the video, and we will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Peace.